As previously mentioned, anxiety can affect an individual mentally as well. The effects in question manifest quickly in stressful conditions. There are many documented mental symptoms of anxiety, but there's only a select few to be mindful of. 1. Excessive worry. This can flare up in just about any situation, from something as trivial as interacting with others, to piloting an F-5000 craft. Some individuals will experience a worry that cannot be controlled, a worry that blows everything out of proportion. 2. Concentration difficulties, which can cause feelings of frustration and inadequacy, and if left unchecked, can lead to fatal results. 3. Irritability, easily the most common. When an individual with anxiety is in a stressful situation, they can wind up feeling on edge, getting angry over the smallest of things. This one can cause the most damage to relationships, be they romantic, working, and so on if left unchecked. It can also have a lasting impact on future social interactions. In the F-5000, each pilot must be able to keep their emotions in check and work well with their fellow teammates, through thick and thin. If you are unable to do either of those things, there's only one thing we can suggest: do not approach this league under any circumstances.
Three, two, one.
I certainly didn't have any complaints with this. It was like a nice little warm-up before things kick into high gear. That was kinda stupid, but it could have been a whole lot worse. I probably could have done this without the autopilot, but I was just feeling lazy. Thanks to some really good luck, I was able to make storming progress, which shocked the hell out of me because my luck with weapons is rarely that good. Despite reaching the top 3, my climb wasn't over yet. I decided to push that and see if I could go all the way. I shouldn't have done that. There was no need for it, and it's kinda cheeky, really.
Congratulations, first place.
I liked how the difficulty was gradually increasing. It was allowing me to get in the zone properly. That seemed like a sure thing, but chances are I might have screwed that up somehow. That was squeaky clean. When using an autopilot like that, it's all about doing it in the right spot. Yeah, using a quake on the line may have been a bit of a mistake. At least I didn't suffer too badly for it. I just flew straight into those. I've got no excuse. As tempting as this would have been, I wanted to save this.
Open your mind.
Well, I was going to save it until that prick ruined my plan.
It's been left broken. Open your mind. The world has been left broken.
Entered lap 3 back at square one. Was I annoyed? Yes. Was I gonna let this stop me? No.
Around you.
No idea what just happened, but I'm pretty sure that's on me somehow. The persistence was seriously starting to piss me off. I didn't like what I was hearing back there. Why the hell did I get rid of that? Oh, that made me mad, because for a brief moment, while I had 4th, I genuinely believed I still had a chance. What a bunch of crap. When I do things like that, I'm just asking to lose.
Look around you.
I'm pretty sure I would have hit the wall if I didn't do this. Ladies and gentlemen, the most useful missile I've ever been hit with. It slowed me down, and it gave me a good line through the next section.
The world has been left broken. Open your mind. has been broken.
I'm pretty damn proud of that. I got through that section cleanly without an autopilot and while dealing with some argy-bargy from the AI. Absolutely no idea how I managed to avoid those. I fucking hate it when shit like that happens. I tried slowing this guy down with weapons twice, I tried getting past him twice and failed to do both those things. WTF to that. From here, it now looked like I had a good enough chance. I just had to keep doing my best and cross my fingers, really. Never go for a wide overtake on a sharp corner, otherwise stuff like that can happen. I really don't learn my lessons sometimes. Well, this was a very lovely turn of events.
Look around you.
Vostok Island. Long time no see. You can tell favoritism is obviously evident with the randomizer. That's probably one of the worst autopilot re-entries I've ever had. Wanted to use this to get ahead, had to use it as a lifeline instead, annoying me to no end. I was making a right mess of this. It's a good thing I had that missile on hand. It's just a shame my impatience got the better of me. I'm still trying to work out the best way to tackle that corner. What happened there? I was bouncing, flouncing, falling all around the show. Chances are that was my fault for using an autopilot in a stupid place. I'm sure I could have gotten away with not having to use this, so why did I do it? At the moment, things really weren't looking good, but part of me still thought I could turn this around. I don't know who was making this more harder for me, the AI or me. Oh come on, that's just not crickets. My one chance to get a little bit of revenge and I find a way to botch it. Why am I not surprised? Cheeky bastard. It really looked like I didn't have a chance in hell. Every time I bounce back, something just has to go wrong. It's like clockwork. Once more, I wasn't helping myself a whole bunch. Stronger start, just a bad follow-up. At least that bad follow-up didn't keep me down for too long. My own stupidity letting me down again. All things considered, that was a pretty good first lap. I just had to keep it up and pray my luck held out. At this point, it didn't look like my luck was gonna hold out. At long last, this was what I wanted to do the whole time. Haha, that didn't work out well for you, did it? Well, there was no way around those. This guy was irritating me pretty quickly. I could not have screwed that up more if I tried. Well, this was a situation I didn't want to be in, but I can't help but feel like I'm partially to blame for it. Stuff like that wasn't helping. And now the game's boundary system was working against me. Needless to say, I was getting a little frustrated. Managed to reach the pit lane in one piece. I call that a win. Did you see that? I managed to nail a corner that many WipEout veterans have struggled with. I was pretty pleased with that. Two times I thought I could turn things around. 2 times that things have gone wrong. 2 times things have gone from bad to worse. Now that's a turnaround for the books.
Oh, come
on! Following that humiliating finish, I was now determined to make sure that wouldn't be repeated.
Really?
Of all the ridiculous crap I've had to put up with, I'm pretty sure that just topped the list. Well, if it works, don't argue with results. One of the few times where I actually used my brain. I was onto something back there. I just needed to iron that out. Held my breath back there for a moment or two, only to wind up breathing a sigh of relief. I thought something more annoying was about to happen, like a pointless fight to keep 6th secure. How many times have I misjudged that? Probably too many to count. I'm getting somewhere with that, slowly but surely. Despite some rough here and there, it looked like my luck was beginning to turn. I just didn't know if that meant anything yet though. At this stage, my best option was to hold down the fort, so that's what I chose to do. Not the best idea now that I think about it. After claiming second, I decided to change things up a little bit and go on the offensive. Yeah, needs more work. Now this is a satisfying finish.
Sokana.
3, 2, 1.
I couldn't relax just yet. It was now time to see if I could bring some of that good fortune from Vostok Island with me into this race. I'm surprised I managed to make it through all that, given the way I was flying back there.
I was born to be free.
A strong-ish start, but I still had a lot of work to do. Me and corner timing have a very interesting relationship.
Super weapon.
Despite a rough patch or two, this was looking really good. I just had to hope it stayed that way. I knew the risks, but it was worth a shot. For the love of God, WipEout 64, I can only keep an eye on one thing at a time. Karma's a pain in the ass, and so am I. This wasn't annoying me as much as you'd think. If anything, it was making this race a little bit more interesting. Ah, I was kind of enjoying that little dogfight.
I was born to be free.
Without sounding cocky, I was hoping for more of a challenge, but I'll take what I can get. This race was kind of boring. My luck doing rapier races on Valparaiso with certain teams is a bit hit and miss sometimes, so I didn't know what to expect going into this one. So far so good, but I was staying on high alert just in case. I just can't fully express how much I hate having to waste autopilot because I was about to do something stupid or had done something stupid. The AI seem to be rather docile so far. I found that quite puzzling for some reason. Thank goodness I was able to catch up to the rest of the pack, because I was starting to worry. You only need to see the WipEout Gauntlet to understand why something like that gets me so anxious and worried. I knew it was only a matter of time before something would happen that stressed me half to death. I could have saved that. It could have come in handy, so why didn't I? The stress I went through could have been avoided if the game decided to give me an E-Pack a little earlier on in the lap. Yes, this may have been on Venom, but I chose to be a bit cautious given my track record. I just decided to give it all I got and hope for the best. Yet another corner where sometimes I'll get the timing right and sometimes I won't. There's no in between. In that situation, I was screwed no matter what. What a douche.
Missile.
That quake helped me get revenge and saved my ass. Fancy that. Oh, that would have been such a perfect shot. I have no idea if that elimination was caused by me or not. I knew this was about to get more annoying. Was really hoping I could find some way to turn this into a fuck around and find out type situation. He caught me off guard. I didn't know where he was going to plant those. Yeah, why not?
Missile.
See why I was cautious now? You let your guard down for a split second and then something like that happens. At least I got what I wanted out of that. Shit shot, but at least it got him out of my way. Well, that was a rotten bit of luck. Come on, what was that? Why the hell didn't I move? There was plenty of room.
Open your mind.
You'd think the knockback plus the slowing effect would allow me to get past that guy easier than that, but no.
The world is being broken.
Dodged his mines, but the bastard still managed to get the jump on me. This felt more annoying than it needed to be.
Bridge.
3, 2, 1.
Part of me believed this would be difficult but not impossible. The other part believed I'd get my ass severely kicked. So once again my mind was conflicted going in. This was starting to look promising. Question of the race though, how long would it stay that way? Well, that did a whole lot of nothing. I should have waited, so then I could get more use out of it. I feel like stress was factoring into this somehow. What a cheeky prick! Don't know if that was the one who ganked me back there, but I didn't care. It was one less thing I had to worry about. We were using the same ship. How the hell was he able to make such a large gap in so little time?
People brushing past me with no effort was annoying me quickly. Would have thought that turbo would be of more help. Better to stop anyone behind me getting funny ideas so I can focus more on those in front. Clearly I didn't learn my lesson from last time. That's a slight improvement, but not enough to work miracles. Thanks to my earlier fuck-ups, I was now having to deal with the check timer above everything else. This is a bit of a risk, but I didn't have a choice. Every time I had that wanker in my sights, he managed to give me the slip, pissing me off in the process. At the moment, it seemed like if I wanted to win this, I was going to need a miracle. That was almost perfect until I hit the wall and everything went to shit. You see that crap? It just brings an unwelcome stress. And just to give those behind one big middle finger. I would have thought hitting that wall would spell disaster. I'm so glad it didn't. Every few feet I was greeted with something new to be pissed off about. That guy's carrying on after all that. Someone give him a medal. Seriously. So close to pulling off a minigun hat trick. One day. I know I've been more vicious in this run, but I've had to be. Did you see how fucking close that was? That was nuts.
Three, two, one, go!
Yeah, Velocitar has its own theme now. Felt like this fitted a bit more, you know? So far, this was going the same way it always did, and I wasn't sure why. I don't want to play bumper cars, mate. Fuck off. That really wasn't a smart move. I had to think more about where I was going to land than trying to stay ahead. I was liking where this was going, but more needed to be done, and I had to think about those behind me as well. I knew I wasn't going to get away scot-free following that quake. Bigger question, how the hell did I miss that guy with the missile I used? That could have been useful somewhere. Maybe.
Super weapon.
Everything that could go wrong was going wrong. This started to look more impossible with each passing lap.
Race complete.
Three, two, one, go.
I knew a start like that would be too good to last. I just could not catch a break with the check timer. I get the feeling this is one of those fuck the player type of things.
New lap record.
I was starting to have a really bad feeling about the outcome of this race. I couldn't even see those, so what the fuck? You'd think that quake would have helped me get back what's been lost, but no. Being constantly shat on every time I tried to advance was fucking infuriating.
Super weapon.
No idea what the thinking was there. This weapon was absolutely useless at this time.
Race complete.
Three, two, one, go.
Super weapon.
Up until that quake, everything was actually going rather well. I went from confident to pissed off in record time. Thanks to an autopilot, I was able to make something of a recovery. I just had to pray that nothing went to hell as I started the climb back up. Whoever fired that was a twat. Making progress at a snail's pace was starting to get to me a little bit. Having to constantly claw positions back was filling me with rage as well. Surprisingly, no one showed up and ruined my day following that wall collision. Make of that what you will.
Super weapon.
One, there's always one who just has to be a cunt. Given how this was going, victory seemed highly unlikely.
Race complete.
Rocket. 3, 2, 1, go.
This has now become the first race in the whole of Episode 5 that has taken more than 3 attempts to complete. From the way this had been going, it didn't look like things would be looking up anytime soon, and I didn't know what to do. This just felt impossible, like I was going to need the Peyruis wheel to get me out of it. I know full well the reason for my bad luck on Velocitar isn't on me. I know this track inside and out, and I've managed to get perfect laps racing here on just about every speed class. The problem is the opposition, constantly making my life a living hell. Now I don't mind a challenge. In some cases I welcome one, but it has to give you a remote chance. I'm actually reminded of Firestar in that regard. At least there you had a better chance if you got a jump start. But with Velocitar it's different. It doesn't matter what you do or what team you do it with. You should be ready for a complete ass-kicking racing here on Phantom. Given my current position, I'd have to be really lucky to get out of this run with something.
Super weapon.
Missile.
One lap later, and I'd moved up a whole 1 position. Yay for me. Almost pulled that off. Almost. Well, you know what they say. Mess with the bull, you get the horns. This wasn't getting any better. This run was going to shit fast. Only I could be dumb enough to believe I'd be able to outrun a quake with an autopilot. There was no announcement about that quake, and as a result, I wound up jumping out of my seat.
Super weapon.
I eliminate someone, go up to 11th, get pushed all the way to last because fuck the player. I'm not allowed to have nice things happen racing here on Phantom, it seems. But I think we all knew that. Things now started to look a lot better than they did earlier. I was really hoping that something was finally paying off. Someone was in my sights. I turn round the corner and they vanish. Seems legit. This was the closest I'd gotten so far. Could I get even closer though?
As far as first laps go, this one was actually pretty good. Question of the day though, how long before this went south? I thought that wall collision back there would be enough to kill my run. I'm so glad it didn't. I couldn't get over how smoothly this was going, but in the back of my mind I knew something was gonna go wrong soon. Well, I wasn't wrong, was I? Don't ask me what that was about because I don't know myself. May have had a bump or two, but this still felt doable. I actually believed that. It didn't take long or much though for the hope to fade away. By this point, I was getting so fed up with this. I've only got myself to blame for that. I've tackled this corner who knows how many times, which was only making it more baffling as to how I was screwing it up. Can someone please tell me how shit like that makes sense? Once again, I did not have high hopes. This was a nice turnaround, but I was wondering how long it would be before the game did the whole fuck the player thing. That autopilot managed to keep me in this. Who would have thought? Last lap and it looked like I had a chance, albeit a very small one. It was all up to me. I may have lost third, but I was in hot pursuit.
Congratulations.
Blood is red, bruises are blue. I have 5 fingers, the middle one's for you.
I knew things wouldn't go smoothly for much longer. I knew at some point I'd come face to face with a proper challenge, and I knew Velocitar and Phantom would be the combo. But that's not what caught my attention. When I did Oricom's Velocitar Phantom run, it only took 4 attempts to reach the top 3. But that's beside the point. I thought Piranha's Velocitar Phantom run would be more of a breeze, because the craft excels in every area, which only makes things more puzzling. Why the hell did it take me 7 attempts to reach the top 3 this time? The Oricom craft is an all-rounder. It'd easily struggle with Velocitar's twists and turns. If anything, the attempts it took to reach the top 3 on both runs would be the other way round when you compare the crafts. Please tell me I'm not the only one who's confused by this.
Congratulations. Third place.
This race wasn't really interesting either.
Three, two, one.
I was really hoping things here would be less of a pain in the ass than they were on Velocitar. Despite some persistence, this was actually going rather well. This is the kind of challenge I want from Velocitar. Tough, but fair. I don't think I've ever managed to get that section 100% right. How? Just how? That nudge went from helpful to unhelpful in record time. When all else fails, use a Thunder Bomb. They solve everything. From the looks of things, it looks like we had ourselves another dogfight. No big deal, at least I wasn't too far behind him. This was starting to look quite bad. Of all the times to fuck up. Last stretch, I had to give it all I had.
Congratulations. Third place.
That's easily the most set of trials I'd been through in this episode so far. This was no Sunday drive, I can say that much. This cluster has also made me realise something. All the skill in the world means nothing when you come face to face with bullshit. Velocitar made that perfectly clear. I've got a few more races to do there on Rapier and Phantom, and I'm really not looking forward to them if I'm honest. But in saying that, I'll easily jump at the chance to wipe it from my conscience. Anyway, enough about that. Thanks for watching part 3 of episode 5. I really hope you've been enjoying this little journey within a journey so far. If you have, that means the world to me. A lot of time goes into making these, hence the decisions to split episodes or have them go out with limited commentary. It's not because I'm trying to keep the channel relevant, it's because a lot of my time at the moment is being taken up by other commitments. I really hope you understand. Anyway, thanks again for watching. I'll see you guys again soon in the conclusion to episode 5. Take care, bye for now.